From Darkwood Stadium, Seattle, Washington is the site for more Week 10 SFL action between the Seattle Nemesis and the Vancouver Legion. Welcome everybody to more SFL action. I'm your play-by-play commentator Ramos Lin. Alongside me in the booth is none other than North Division champion Liam Krauta, the stats by Zach Holdor and Justin Reside. And Liam, Seattle Nemesis team in their first season has struggled a little bit, but Vancouver has also struggled a little bit as well this year compared to other seasons. What are your keys for this matchup, and what do you think Seattle has to do to win their first game?
Thanks, Ramos. Well, first of all, flattery will get you everywhere, so I appreciate your shout out there. Seattle and Vancouver, two very interesting teams. I've actually been up against these teams in the last few weeks. Seattle, very tough team, despite what their record may show. They have a lot of good weapons offensively, and they can make stuff happen. They just need a bit more momentum. And Vancouver are probably the team that they're going to do it against. Vancouver still as tough as ever, especially with their excellent run to the semi-finals last season. They just haven't been able to get that consistency that Andy Hamilton would have liked, and a bit weaker on defense than they have been in quite some time. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in this game. Worth mentioning as well, of course, Vancouver fans mourning the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada as well. So it will be been an interesting trip for them here to Cascadia for this matchup.
Very true, as the Vancouver Legion will receive the ball to start the game. The hand is up, and away we go from Seattle. On the return from the 5 is Vancouver, past the 20 and all the way to the 26-yard line. And we're going to quickly introduce you to the Vancouver offense. Christian Brown is the quarterback, 4 seasons in the SFL, first one with the Vancouver Legion. Robert Redford and Sawyer Stern are in the backfield. Justice Blackwell, Hector Huxley, Brett Killian, and Chris Curtis are the wide receivers. The tight end is James Walters, and the offensive linemen of note are Mike Coverson of left tackle and Michael Percoco of left guard. 1st and 10, Brown to throw. Brown with time, goes middle, and the pass is incomplete. Could have been pass interference, Liam. There was a lot of contact there over the middle.
Yeah, I think the referee's going to give a little bit of leeway. Vancouver coming out aggressively here. Got Robert Redford in the backfield who they can go to for the rushing game, but coming out swinging, trying to shake off some of that rust, the hangover from last season.
2nd and 10, ball at the 26-yard line still with 4 wide receivers set. 3-2 defense for Seattle, and it's going to be a play action. Christian Brown with time. The pass to the outside is caught. Caught on the outside by number 83, John Clements. The first reception of the game goes to a non-contracted player, Liam. 3rd and 3.
Yeah, that was pretty nice work actually there by Seattle. Play action not regularly used within the SFL. But the defensive lineman got to the ball, but just managed to get it away there, the quarterback.
3rd and 3, Brown to throw. Brown with time again, passes to the outside again, and the pass is caught by Chris Curtis. Great toe drag swag by number 84. We are going to introduce you now to the Seattle defense. Sean Perrin and Aaron Stein, are defensive ends. Defensive tackles are Greg Ward and Catherine Horrell. Linebackers, Katie Horrell, David Horrell, and Matthias Citrion. The corners are Daniel Valentine, Ethan Kai, and on the safeties, Kevin Smoker, Blady Clark, and Nana Leahy. 1st down and 10. First handoff of the game to Robert Redford. He goes up the middle for a pickup of 4 yards.
Yeah, just jumping back there. It was a really nice pass there from Christian Brown, coming over from Motor City, formerly St. Louis, and it was just a really nice quick release there. The passing game starting to get powered up here for Vancouver.
2nd down and 6, ball at the 48-yard line for Christian Brown and company. Brown to throw again, goes up the middle. The pass is going to be caught by Blackwell for a 1st down all the way to the 42-yard line of Seattle, and it's another move of the chains for Vancouver.
Yeah, definitely trying to make more of that high-powered passing game that has not necessarily been firing on all cylinders this season for the Legion.
Middle of the road in third down conversions so far this year, Vancouver. 12th best in the league. As Christian Brown will throw again. Brown with a lot of time, has all day to throw pump fakes. Still a lot of time.
He's got to run, Ramos.
Nobody pressuring Christian Brown. Finally gets some pressure, steps up in the pocket, and throws it out of bounds. I think this is going to be a rough in the passer probably, Liam.
Yeah, that is extremely questionable call from R62. R62 is giving the quarterback way too much of the benefit of the doubt there. He had about a million years to make a throw or do something with it. Really, Christian Brown has to be scrambling there. It's not something that SFL quarterbacks are prone to doing. When you've got that space and time and nobody's getting open, you just got to leg it.
Yeah, instead it was an illegible receiver downfield. The lineman was, well, if none of the wide receivers can get open, maybe I can. Unfortunately, that's a penalty. First down and 15. Brown checks it down to the running back, and Redford has 3 yards on the play. Good defense by the Seattle Nemesis.
Yeah, the ineligible receiver downfield call, that was interesting because it certainly looked like a bit of a late hit on the QB. In any case, that is a nice play to go to on first down when it's 1st and 10. Maybe not 1st and 15, but coming out in a split back. This looks like it could be a pass here, Ramos.
Yeah, maybe to the outside top of the screen. There it is. And that is going to be caught by Chris Curtis. A pickup of 8 yards, making a manageable 3rd down.
Yeah, so that looked like 50 XE deep out. So that's just sending your 2 wide receivers on the outside, just upfield and out. And the deep coverage there, just not able to counteract that.
3 wide receivers again for the formation. Look for Justice Blackwell again on 3rd down and 4. Brown to throw. Brown with time goes outside instead, and Curtis has yet another toe tap on the sideline. Good for a 1st down. Chris Curtis now with 30 yards on 3 grabs.
Yeah, Curtis averaging 10 yards on the day, and another one of those deep out routes there. No, I don't think they're going to challenge that. He gets his feet down. That would be a questionable challenge from Seattle if they did decide to go for it. So hope they saw the replay.
Still 0-0 so far here in the 1st quarter, but Vancouver is driving really, really well. 1st down and 10. Maybe top of the screen again to Justice Blackwell on this play. That's where he goes. And the catch is made for a pickup of 4 yards.
Yeah, just another nice quick pass there. There's a few different methodologies in the SFL. Maybe you try to go to your running backs. You've got receiving backs like Colin Hart and Robert Merrill. Robert Redford's quite capable of doing that, but in that case, just a nice quick out route to your wide receiver. That'll do the trick.
A ton of cushion given on this last play, about 10 yards, as Robert Redford has about 10 yards on this one. It's actually a 9-yard pickup by the halfback, and yet another 1st down for the Legion.
Yeah, and play like that then sets up an excellent rushing play there from Robert Redford. Just cuts right up the middle. The defensive lineman just not getting the leverage, and really nice 1st down there for the Vancouver Legion.
A very, very young defensive line here for Seattle, as three of the 4 defensive linemen are rookies. The only veteran is Catherine Horrell, 3rd year in the league, coming from Fort Worth, a 2-time All-Star. As Christian Brown throws it to the outside again, Justice Blackwell has 5 more to make it 2nd and 5.
Yeah, that was the spot route there. So number 10 just dipping inside and then running to the out route. Looks like an out route, but he's actually doing that dip inside first. So
yeah, also for some people who really like an option route, getting to the inside and then get to the outside. 2nd down and 5. Brown to throw to the end zone is picked off. The pass is intercepted in the end zone by Brady Clark, and a great drive for Vancouver goes for no points.
Yeah, so what you saw there, it was the crossing slant routes there, Ramos, and when you're in that sort of situation, it can get quite compact in that close to the goal line situation, and Seattle were just all over it there. Just a really nice defensive play to get the ball back.
Seattle survives that one. It's 1st and 10 at the 20. Blanton from under center will hand the ball off to the fullback. That's Scott Powell with the first carry of the game. 68th overall pick in the most recent draft. The rest of the Seattle Nemesis offense, Trellis Blanton is at quarterback and Jalen Wells is the halfback. Wide receivers, Zachary Patton, Dean Jackson, and David Gears alongside T. the Queen are the wide receivers. Paulie True, the tight end, and the left tackle is Sean Sullivan. As this handoff goes to Jalen Wells for a loss of 1.
Yeah, and what I've noticed here, Ramos, is Vancouver playing very high up, close to the line, playing close up to those wide receivers with their defensive backs. So maybe looking to play some bump coverage. If Seattle go for something quite long, maybe like a deep post route or something like that, they'll be in a little bit of danger here, I think, Vancouver.
3rd down and 8. To throw, Blanton deep drop back. The pass is going to be caught middle of the field for a first down. A great job recognizing the coverage. That's David Gears' first catch of the game.
Yeah, that was a really nice pickup of the first down there. They do have a decent backfield as well with Jalen Wells. Seattle just need to make the most out of all of their weapons across the board, whether it be in the passing game or the rushing game.
Jalen Wells, a long-time Sioux Falls Sparrow, gets the handoff to the left, gets 3 yards on the play. Let's introduce you to the Vancouver defense. Achilles Papatonis and Kavern Womack are the defensive ends. Gerald Giudice is the defensive tackle. Linebackers Josh Farnsey, Errol Fields IV, and Marquise Reed. Corners are Major Key, Dean Maddox, and Michael Lister. And the safeties are Mark Lopez, Will Stern, and Drew Hamilton, the 4-season veteran, one-time All-Star at the strong safety position. 2nd down and 7. Blanton to throw. The pass is caught by Jalen Wells, who runs over a guy past the 50 to the 45, and finally stopped right there by Farnsey. Another first down for Seattle.
Yeah, you know, we could talk strategy all night, Ramos, but when it comes down to it, that is just pure hard work. That is Ray Bentley style right there. Just crushing number 22, and really nice pickup there for Seattle.
Even wearing Ray Bentley's old number 27, very reminiscent
Indeed.
of that play. The 6 foot, 230 pound running back. Again, first season with Seattle, of course, a new team. Played with the Mavericks last time and a long-time Sioux Falls Sparrow. This pass is going to be incomplete. Targeting Paulie Truth, and a good play by the defense, 2nd down.
Yeah, not a bad play to go with on offense there. It was just smothered by the defensive backs for Vancouver. So good bounce back there after giving up that big game to Jalen Wells. But just need to keep up that pressure now. Avoid letting them get into field goal range.
2nd down and 10. The ball is at the 45-yard line. 3 wide receivers and 2 backs in the backfield. Blanton to throw. Blanton with time. The pass over the middle is caught. David Gears one more time. The former Legion player playing against his former team. First down.
Yeah, you know, one of the things I've been most impressed with about Trellis Blanton is in the face of all that pressure, he was still able to get the ball out. Maybe a bit of a bobbled throw, but still able to get it to that receiver. And he's shown that in, you know, teams he's played against for a large part this season, despite Seattle's record.
1st down and 10. The ball at the 30-yard line. Again, with 2 wide receivers and a tight end this time. Blanton to throw. The pass to the outside. That's good for a catch. And Zachary Patton has 6 yards before he goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Seattle giving as good as they got at the moment, Ramos. Just got to keep up their momentum and belief. You know, Seattle, they are an 0-7 team. They're an 0-7 for a reason. But Vancouver certainly have had to take their lumps this season. A lot of one-possession games that they've lost. And Seattle just have to keep focusing on what they're doing well. And this could be a run play here for Jalen Wells.
It could be, and it is. Jalen Wells to the outside. Great blocking on the outside as Jalen Wells has 6 yards for yet another first down. We've not had a punt so far in this game. The only, change of possession was the interception by Brady Clark in the previous possession.
Yeah, and the thing about Jalen Wells is, once you get your running back rolling, you don't want to completely waste their stamina, but you can just keep on running the ball all day long. And if the defense aren't able to stop you, then that's pretty much curtains for your chances. So.
Yeah, he gets stopped right there as Jalen Wells gets tackled by Papatonis for a 1-yard loss. Seattle, so far this season, 48% on third down conversions. That's 23rd in the league, so close to the bottom. Vancouver on defense, allowing 54% of third downs. That's exactly middle of the pack, 14th in the league. Second down and 11. The handoff goes to the outside as Jalen Wells tries to cut it inside, and it's another 1-yard loss by the halfback.
Yeah, so one of the things you're seeing there is one of the frustrating things when you're an offensive coordinator. You've got a really good running formation there and strong power eye. The problem is Jalen Wells is just not getting to that edge quick enough. He's getting around that edge, then he's going to be picking up 6 points because he's got a lot of clear room to run through.
Blanton to throw. Blanton with time goes to the end zone, and the pass is almost picked off. Drew Hamilton had a chance at it. And it's going to be 4th and 12. And we're going to see the kicker for the first time. That is going to be Christian Ronald Suey, the kicker, rookie, 6'2", 187, to attempt about a 37-yard.
Yeah, well, that's most certainly one of those drives where you think, we could have got the touchdown on that. It was such a good drive. Then you look at that very last play with pretty much a gimme interception dropped by Vancouver, and suddenly you think, just take the free and get out of here. We'll take the lead against a decent Vancouver Legion side. Maybe not as good as they were last season, maybe struggling a little bit out in certain games, but they'll be happy with this lead to start this game.
That's 3-0 for the Seattle Nemesis as they take the lead here in the first quarter. 1:26 left here in the first, as Vancouver will try again. And so far the stats for Christian Brown looking pretty good. 8 of 10 for about 55 yards. Does have that one interception though, which dips his QBR to about 50 points. But other than that, he's looked really, really good as Justice Blackwell gets it to the 24-yard line, and that's where Vancouver will start again. So I don't think Vancouver has to do anything differently. I mean, they got intercepted in the end zone, but they were able to move the ball really well in their first possession.
Yeah, I just think they keep doing what they're doing. Yeah, it was just a bad play from Christian Brown in the offense, and Christian Brown's been playing well for the most part. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Look for the deep post, right? Instead, they go for a handoff to Robert Redford. He gets about 5 on the play. There was a safety coming down low. A good job by the offensive line, opening up some space. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time, but our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. 3 wide receiver set as Christian Brown will throw. The pass to the outside is going to be caught by Brett Killian as he runs over a guy. Gets a first down to the 39.
Yeah, that was quite deep coverage there from Seattle, and that just gave the space there for the receiver. Just take that out route. There were a few receivers going a bit further downfield, but Christian Brown just picks out the easy option when there's nothing else available, and that was a good reception there.
3 wide receiver set this time for Vancouver as they will throw. Brown to throw to the inside. The pass is caught again. Brett Killian's second catch of the drive. We'll put the ball at 47-yard line, 2nd and 2.
Yep, just a nice routine pitch and catch there, basically. And seeing a little bit of a shallow cross route. Seattle with the under, just trying to bump them a little bit there. But nice work, at least from the linebacker, just coming across to deal with the reception, at least.
2nd down and 2, I formation here for the Legion. As Robert Redford gets the handoff, and Redford has some space. Gets 5 on the play before he's tackled. And it's the end of the first quarter with the score, Seattle 3, Vancouver 0. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. You take a look at Christian Brown's updated numbers. Under 60 points on the QBR, but he's played better than that, for sure. 10 of 12 so far. As this pass will go to Justice Blackwell to the outside. He turns upfield and gets 7 on the play before he's tackled.
Yeah, StatStruck just drawing a bit of attention to just how many out routes that Vancouver are throwing, whether it's been Blackwell or Brett Killian or Chris Curtis. A lot of those throws is because they're being given a lot of space by Seattle, playing quite deep, as you may expect to a certain extent. Vancouver, a decent team with the pass, and they just want to avoid giving up too much space to Redford. They do a great job there, though.
Yeah, David Horrell gets the tackle. David Horrell averaging almost 12 tackles a game is a pretty astonishing number. If you do the math, he's going to be about, 140, 150 tackles by the end of the season. 3rd down and 4. And look for the deep post route. It's a 3rd and short, but I will not be surprised if they go deep. Brown to throw. Brown goes deep instead to the post route, and it's caught. It is caught by Chris Curtis all the way to the 12-yard line. A great throw by Christian Brown.
Yeah, that would be hugely frustrating for Ethan Kai and the Seattle coaches, because you basically have Vancouver in a hugely difficult situation there, and to give us such a long play, Vancouver with playoff berth on the line, they've got playoffs hopes that they're hoping to keep alive, and great throw to pick up a 1st down and a red zone opportunity here.
Robert Redford is going to get the handoff on the outside, and a great tackle again by Sean Perrin, the rookie. Tackle for a loss, 2nd and 11.
Yeah, just bouncing back a little bit there, Seattle. Just bringing a few more people to the line, pack the box a little bit, and nice stop there against Redford, who's been picking up a little bit of momentum, mainly through the inside.
2nd down and 11, 3 wide receiver set for Christian Brown. He will throw again. Brown to the outside, gets Redford. Redford past the 10 to the 5-yard line, and it's going to be a 3rd and 4. A tricky situation here, Liam. You know as a coach as well. It's a 3rd and 4 with the ball at the 6. The field shrinks on you, and sometimes there's not a lot of room to throw the ball. And Christian Brown did throw an interception on the previous drive.
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm Andy Hamilton at the moment, I'd be looking at something like a screen, maybe an inside run for Redford, and even if he doesn't get it, you just got to trust your running back in those situations.
And that's exactly what they do. Redford cuts it inside, and he's going to be shy of the 1st and goal by 2 yards, 4th and 2. And I know it may be tempting to go for it after driving the ball this long, but I would just kick the field goal and tie the game.
No, I think you kick the field goal here. I think, like I said, you give it to Redford and hope he can pick it up. Now, they have brought the offense out here. This may just be trying to get a jump, though.
5 defensive linemen for Seattle. Let's see if one of them jumps off sides. 10 seconds left in the play clock. And it doesn't look like they're budging. The Vancouver Legion, led by Christian Brown, will call a timeout. Not a bad effort on the cadence, but it didn't work out that time. And they're going to trot out the field goal unit.
Yeah, just great discipline from Seattle there. Nothing more to be said about that. They were in a great formation there, Vancouver. Strong power eye, just getting Redford set up for either the screen or the run. But in the end of the day, you can tie up the game. It looks like it's going to be a relatively low-scoring game, this one. Vancouver, the main alternative that they can go to with their offense is just go to a lot more of those long passes. It looks like they may have a bit of joy against Seattle with their wide receiving options. So let's see what Vancouver do. Maybe an adjustment to make at halftime.
3-3 is the score so far in this game, as Chance to Win puts the ball between the uprights. Seattle was a 17.5 point dog at home, over under of 54.5, and that looks like we're going to have the under in this game. Still a long way to go. 7:43 left in the 2nd quarter, as Trellis Blanton and company will try again after this kickoff, which is being fielded inside the end zone. And the return only to the 21-yard line goes Zachary Patton. And Trellis Blanton so far a pretty solid performance in this one first drive. 4 of 6 for about 50 yards, a QBR close to 100 points. And Seattle did come away with a field goal on their previous possession. Jalen Wells so far with 5 carries. So really balanced. And Scott Powell also had a carry. So really balanced so far. First down and 10. With 3 wide receivers, Blanton drops back. The pass to the inside is incomplete. Almost picked off by Farnsey. And it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, a bit of rookie inexperience maybe there from Blanton. Or alternatively, if he gets the throw off and it's a catch, then that is gunslinging action. But we've seen Blanton do that a little bit this season, just be able to make some amazing throws. But that time, just too much defensive pressure prevented him from finding the time and space to make that throw and catch.
8 players in the box with also the corner looking at the running back. The ball goes to Jalen Wells, and there's no blocking there. There's yet another tackle for a loss for this Vancouver Legion defense, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, that's frustrating for Jalen Wells because he's definitely in the right formation there. He's got the blockers, but they're just not. They haven't got enough speed. The blockers haven't got enough speed. Jalen Wells just not able to get right out to the edge in time. And they will make a nice first down here. A little bit more as well, Ramos.
Yeah, David Gears gets 21 on the play. More than enough for a first down. 3rd catch of the game by David Gears, the former Vancouver Legion. And Seattle is looking really good offensively.
Yeah, maybe Andy getting a bit of his own medicine there in that case then. That was indeed an out route as well. So given how much Vancouver have been doing that so far today, Seattle just showing them that they can match them at their own game at the moment. And they're coming back out in strong power I. Let's see if Jalen Wells has any more luck here.
Still 8 players in the box for the Legion defense. As Jalen Wells now gets a little bit of blocking, 2 yards, as Mark Lopez crushes the running back after only a pickup of 2. The Seattle Nemesis last in the league in yards per game, 312 yards per game. But Vancouver does allow 437 yards per game. That's 2nd to last in the SFL. And this time is 2nd and 8. To throw, Blanton goes to the post route and it's incomplete. Almost picked off by Rose Finch, and it's going to be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, just too many defensive backs in the vicinity there. Dean Maddox getting the tip. Just looking at that defense there as well. In the situations where they've tried to get Jalen Wells running a bit, Vancouver have actually been running, it looks like a 4 defensive line set, 4-4 or a 4-3. Where they have 3 defensive linemen in Achilles Papatonis, Cabron Womack, and Gerald Judasasi. It's interesting that they've decided to go with that in those situations.
My apologies, Dean Maddox. I'm used to ARF being on that side of the field, as this pass is caught by Patton, shy of the first down though, and it's going to be 4th and 3, and we're going to have the first punt of tonight's ball game as that's the punter, Lilac Boot, excuse me for the mispronunciation right there, comes in for the kick. This kick goes away, and it's going to be fair caught by the returner at the 16-yard line. A really even matchup so far, Liam. Again, 17 and a half point dogs versus Seattle coming into this game. So far, 3-3, only 5:50 left in the first half.
Yeah, Seattle in recent weeks have been building themselves up. As I said, London, we came up against them and had, a really tough time against them, to be fair to them. It was a tough defense and offense to go up against. And they just showed right there, number 50 on an excellent tackle for loss. David Harrell, he had a pick in that game. And Seattle are definitely showing that they have a foundation here where they can go on and they can win games in this season, let alone the next.
Second tackle for loss for this Seattle defense. As Christian Brown drops back to throw, pump fakes. Christian Brown goes deep and the pass is caught What a beautiful grab by BK12 all the way to the 32-yard line of Vancouver, and it's a first down.
Yeah, well, you know, Brett Killian's been doing it in the league for quite some time, and that's the reason why. And Vancouver certainly lucky to have him as one of their prime wide receiving options alongside Hector Huxley and Chris Curtis. But looks like they're going to come out with a bit of a run here. Maybe they're going to try and screen it to Redford in this situation, Ramos.
Yeah, probably they are. It's going to be 1st and 10, and it's going to be another handoff up the middle. That's going to be Redford for a pickup of 4 yards. That's Robert Redford's best carry in quite a bit, actually, as he's been bottled up so far in this game. Robert Redford now with 9 handoffs for 25 yards. That's less than 3 yards per carry. As the Seattle defense, especially David Horrell, has been all over him. 2nd down and 6. Maybe they were going to try another post route here. Brown to throw. Brown goes to the outside instead. It's caught. It's caught. BK12 gets past midfield to the 49-yard line of Seattle, and they move the chains one more time.
Yeah, Ramos, it looks like they got those deep outs in that spread formation. That and the spot route. So they've got a few different plays that they have for Christian Brown to go to, and they've been very effective so far coming out of that formation against the Seattle defense.
High formation for Vancouver. And they will throw the pass deep, and the pass is intercepted and being returned past the 30 with a lot of room in a convoy. Pass
this could go.
Past the 40, and it almost went all the way as Sawyer Stern make the tackle, but Seattle has their 2nd interception of the ball game.
Now that, Ramos, was a combination of pressure up front and excellent defensive coverage there by number 26 on the pick. Daniel Valentine, excellent pick there, and nice yardage on the return. It's just been the same old story, I suppose, for Vancouver. They just have a real struggle really putting points on the board and putting teams to bed at the moment.
Jalen Wells gets a nasty stiff arm, and Jalen Wells gets 8 yards on the play. Daniel Valentine is one of the veterans in this defense. There's a few of them. Brady Clark already has a pick. Nana Leahy, 3rd year in the league. Daniel Valentine has 3 years in the league, formerly of Carolina, gets that interception, and Seattle is in scoring position with a 2nd and 2. I think this ball is going to go to Jalen Wells again. Let's see if we can get some blocking by the offensive line of Seattle. Wells gets the handoff, and there's nothing there. Loss of 3 yards as Earl Fields and Womack combine for the stop.
You know, Ramos, I'd love to see a screen there to Jalen Wells, because it seems like he'd have so much space and time, be able to run upfield. The rushing has been countered out of that strong power I formation. Going to probably go with a pass here, you would expect.
That is what they do, and the pass is caught by David Gears. David Gears has 17 more on the play as Travis Blanton is approaching 100 in the game, and that's been the best player on offense for Seattle, Liam. It's the former Vancouver Legion player, David Gears, for another first.
Yeah, that was an excellent play. Really nice identification there. Just doing his reads there. Trellis Blanton, an excellent play there from the rookie.
1st down and 10 from the I formation. Let's see if they try to go to the end zone here. There's a safety down low. That's Drew Hamilton. Blanton to throw. Blanton gets sacked. Cut down from down low is Gerald Giudice. And finally, the Vancouver Legion get a sack.
Yeah, back and forth here. And as mentioned before, has all the signs of a defensive struggle here between these two teams. Seattle going to come out, maybe try a more heavier set here. It's not strong power I again. It's going to be twins in I formation. And they will screen it.
Yep, that's the screen. 6-yard pickup as Jalen Wells put some player in the dirt. 3rd and 8 as we reach the 2-minute warning. Seattle 3, Vancouver 3. And Seattle approaching the end zone. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APA Music on YouTube. 3rd and 8. And we're going to have an offset I formation this time. This is the 6th play of the drive for Seattle. A drive that's starting in Vancouver territory. Plan to throw, plan to the outside. That's caught. T. the Quinn doesn't get anywhere near to the sticks. Only a pickup of a couple. Make it 3 yards. It's 4th and 5. And Seattle will attempt another field goal.
Yeah, I was going to say, watch that out route, and certainly Vancouver were just bobbled the ball a bit, and that was why receiver wasn't able to turn upfield. But one of the things I was just thinking about here, Ramos, a very swift game so far, already to the 2-minute warning. It has felt like a fast-paced game, despite the low-scoring nature. Probably a lot of in-play receptions, despite the out routes, I suppose. So,
yeah. For sure, and this kick is going to be up and good as Seattle retakes the lead 6-3. And, you know, to your point of being a fast-paced game, we've had 19 rushing attempts between both teams that, you know, keeps the clock moving. And not a lot of incompletions. Astralis Blanton is 9 of 13. Christian Brown is 15 of 18 so far in this game. And, you know, that really keeps the game fast-paced, as Vancouver will have a minute and a quarter to potentially get in field goal range. They have 2 of their 3 timeouts so far. That's Justice Blackwell will return this one to the 28-yard line, and that's where Vancouver's next drive will start. The SFL produces over 400 live events each year, but don't miss community content creators and their creations. Catch SFL nights with AJ Stryker, say it with your chest, around the SFL and more, covering season 19 and beyond. To check out archive versions of community shows, visit simulationfl.net and click the logo of your favorite form of SFL entertainment on our homepage. 1st down and 10, 3 wide receiver set for Christian Brown and company. Brown to throw, the pass, short, caught. That's BK12 for a pickup of 4 yards, and we're going to have a no huddle here.
Yeah, Christian Brown looking to make amends for that pick on the last drive.
Brown to throw, goes deep again, and this time it's caught. Chris Curtis past midfield to the 45-yard line of Seattle, and just like that, they're about 15 yards away from field goal range.
Yeah, and that looked a very similar play to the one he was picked off on, and that certainly does go some way to making amends. He seemed quite frustrated coming off the field there, Christian Brown, on the last drive, and Vancouver now within striking distance of at least getting into field goal range. And it looks like they'll throw again here.
It looks like it. Maybe top of the screen to Brett Killian. They went to the out route on the previous drive successfully. Brown to throw. Brown goes to Killian on the outside, and it's caught again for a pickup of 15 yards to the 30-yard line. Another 1st and 10. He gets out of bounds, stops the clock.
Yeah, that was when you're close to the edge of the field, it's always a question of maybe do you go for the challenge? Within the 2 minutes, of course, we're talking about booth reviews and stuff like that, but Seattle probably going to just hold their nerve here. If you hold Vancouver to a field goal, 6-6 at the half is nothing to be ashamed of.
Not at all. Brown checks it down. That's going to be Robert Redford trying to get something out of nothing, and doesn't do that. A loss of about half a yard, and it's going to be 2nd and 11. Hurrying it up. Brown to throw. Brown goes deep again, and Brown has another interception. That's Manalihi being returned past the 20 to the 28-yard line, and that's Christian Brown's 3rd pick of the half.
Well, 6-6 would have been nothing to be ashamed of for Seattle, but certainly 3-6 is something to be ashamed of for Vancouver after that interception. I just don't really know. Honestly, don't know what Christian Brown was going for there. The guy was clearly covered by a few different defensive backs, and you just got to chalk that up to excellent defensive play from the Seattle nemesis.
Textbook coverage right there by Nanalihi as the corner got beat, and Nanalihi had the middle of the field completely covered. 1st and 10, 26 seconds left. Seattle still can do something with this as Jalen Wells does something with the linebacker, stiff arms him for a pickup of 7 yards. And I think that's going to be the end of the 2nd quarter as Seattle, as you said, Liam, has to be pretty content with a 3-point lead.
Yeah, slimmest of margins, but the way that this game has gone, that is going to be what decides it, I think. We're not looking at an extravagant scoring game unless these teams make big changes at the half. But nicer pick up from Jalen Wells there just to close things out. But that really has been the sign of the game so far, Ramos. Just ground and pound football.
Yes, it has, as Jalen Wells pats his stats, and it's the end of the first half. Seattle 6, Vancouver 3, a very low-scoring game. We've seen quite a bit of offense, Liam. It's not like we've seen a punt fest, but we've seen a little bit of a pick fest instead by Christian Brown. 3 picks in the first half, really, taking out at very minimum 6 points off the board. As you look at the stats, I mean, total yards between those two teams, about 350. It's not anemic. It's just the fact that the defense has stepped up when it matters most. Zachary Patton will return this one to the 25-yard line. But I want to hear right quick, your thoughts on the first half and what, those teams have to do here in the second.
Yeah, I mean, Vancouver, they're such a good team. Vancouver, for the longest time in the power rankings this season, in most people's estimation, whether they be media or coaches, certainly in my own, were a top 5 team at the very least. So to see them struggling so hard, especially on the ground, Robert Redford, you've got to get him more involved. It's such a big surprise to see them in such a difficult situation here. 3 points in the first half is just not good enough. That's just reality of it.
Yep, that's the 5th tackle for loss, by the way, as Fields the 4th gets his 3rd of the contest. 2nd down and 12. And, the Vancouver Legion have been really good against this run. Jalen Wells, only 22 yards on 12 carries. That's less than 2 yards per handoff. As Trellis Blanton will throw. Blanton to the outside, gets a completion as David Gears continues to make catches. 5th grab of the game, 3rd and 7.
Yeah, well, Gears has certainly set himself up for a potential run at player of the game if Seattle do manage to pull this out, because he has been on fire. Excellent receptions there, 5 for around about 67 yards. And Blanton's looking to change this up at the line.
3rd and 7, Blanton to throw. Blanton sidearm throws it, it's caught. Tita Queen with space. Tita Queen gets to the 39-yard line of Vancouver, and that's a beautiful throw by the rookie. Sidearmed it, Liam.
Yeah, the Queen's saying, don't forget about me. Excellent work to get some space there away from the defensive back. Number 31 for Vancouver just whiffs on it a little bit. That's Drew Hamilton. And just manages to make up the ground and stop what looked to be a certain touchdown there.
Just like that, Seattle is in Vancouver territory with the ball at the 39-yard line. And it's a 1st and 10. Offset single back formation this time. We haven't seen much of this so far by Seattle. As Blanton will hand the ball off to Jalen Wells. Right up the middle. Gets 3 on the play. And it's going to be 2nd and 7. Josh Farnsey got injured on the play. So hopefully it's nothing too bad. They are not attending him on the field. I think he's walking to the sidelines, which is a good sign. But we'll have a report hopefully for you.
Yeah, Vancouver will be seriously hoping that Farnsey isn't too badly injured, because that could open the gate for Jalen Wells to really pick up some yardage up the middle.
Blanton to throw. Trellis Blanton throws the ball middle, and the pass is almost picked off. Almost intercepted by Michael Lister, as the Vancouver Legion are trying to make a stop with the ball at the 36-yard line. This is on the outskirts of field goal range. Not sure if the rookie Christian Ronald Sui will have enough leg for that one.
Yeah, you don't want to force it if you're Seattle here. You're in control of the game, even with a slim lead. Just take the time that you need. Just be careful and play for field position if you need to.
Blanton to throw. Blanton middle, and the pass is caught. Tito Quinn gets close to the 1st down marker, but 2 yards shy with the ball at the 31-yard line. And again, it's one of the situations, Liam, where you are tempted to go for it here. But in a game like this, where points are at a premium, I would just kick the field goal, and that's exactly what they do.
Yeah, this is going to be a long one. You're looking at around about 48 here, I think. I would be tempted, rather than the field goal, They're going to kick it at least.
Yeah, they are, and the kick is up, and just enough leg on that one. Good enough for 3 points as Seattle extends their lead 9-3. And, you know, control environment here in your own stadium. Sorry, not control environment, but in your own stadium. Weather is not too bad here in Seattle. And the kick is up and good.
Yeah, I think if you could guarantee the 3 points, you would go with it. But for me, I think in that situation, because you're in such good position, maybe do go on the 4th down or try and go for that corner punt and really, you know, pin Vancouver in to their deep in their own territory. But nice pick up of another 3 points in Seattle with a full touchdown lead at this point, minus the extra point.
As Justice Blackwell will return that one to the 25-yard line as we take a look at the updated stats. Nothing too flashy for Seattle. 150 yards of total offense, less than 30 yards rushing. But, you know, they have kept it clean, Liam. 0 turnover so far, which is massive here in the SFL. And in football in general, you know, if you win the turnover battle, you're going to win most of the time. Christian Brown with the audibles here. He's going to throw deep, and the pass is way overthrown as Chris Curtis was pretty open middle of the field as Catherine Horrell was applying the pressure.
Yeah, that was excellent pressure up front. And, you know, just going back to one of the things we discussed earlier, talking about the rushing game and the lack of yardage for Robert Redford and Jalen Wells. The one thing I've felt, even with the similarities in the yardage, was that Jalen Wells' runs just have felt more impactful. And that has started to show a little bit more as Seattle have sort of put a little bit more of a twist on this game.
Yeah, and speaking about that, it's a screen pass successful this time to Robert Redford. He gets it to the 46-yard line of Seattle. A great play call and a great execution by the blockers and by the halfback.
Yeah, really nice play there. It was commentators cursed to a certain extent, I think, for Seattle. With Redford coming out of the backfield and making a really nice pickup on the screen. So Vancouver, if it works, it works. Get the ball to Robert Redford out of the backfield how you can, and in situations where he can make the most of it.
First down and 10, Brown to throw. Christian Brown gets it to the outside again. Robert Redford gets about 7 on the play as Redford has more yards receiving than running so far. As we take a look at the quarterback numbers, Christian Brown, 225 so far in this game. Does have the 3 picks. Travis Bland, nothing, again, too flashy, but has kept it clean. And has been able to put points on the board at least. 2nd and 3. From the offset eye. Christian Brown is under center. And Christian Brown is going to hand the ball off to Robert Redford. Redford to the outside. Gets a first down to the 33-yard line. And Vancouver moves the chains one more time.
Yeah, I think Andy Hamilton heard me, Ramos, because Robert Redford's starting to take the Seattle defense to task now.
First down and 10. The ball at the 33-yard line. 3 wide receivers set. Brown to throw. Brown passes middle. The pass is caught. Brett Killian wide open. Brett Killian has 22 yards to the 11-yard line of Seattle. And it's another first down.
The youthful legs for Seattle may be starting to wear down a bit now, Ramos, because, Brett Killian was just wide open there. Number 12 for the Vancouver Legion. You know, this is looking really dangerous now. They've got to pull something out. Christian Brown has to keep the ball clean, though. Can't turn it over.
Absolutely. First down and 10 with the ball at the 11-yard line. 3 wide receivers from the shotgun. Look top of the screen, an out route to Justice Blackwell, perhaps. Brown to throw. Brown goes middle, and it's another interception! Oh, my God. The commentators curse again, Liam.
Yeah, I'm going to stop talking for either team because they're probably going to start getting angry with me at some point. In all seriousness, though, I think this has shown just what a great job Seattle have done with their coverages all night tonight. You know, it has been the defensive struggle that we maybe weren't sure exactly what we would get out of this game. We expected that Vancouver would come in, very tough team for Seattle to go up against. But they had a chance, Seattle, and they're really making the most of their opportunities here. They've just got to keep pushing on both sides of the ball, keep putting the pressure on Christian Brown, keep putting the pressure on those offensive players. Josh Farmsey will look to maybe come back into the game. So that is a good omen, at least for Vancouver. That could have really opened up some space on the inside for Jalen Wells with the inside linebacker being out, but Josh Farmsey potentially coming back in. So.
Yeah, he did go to the sidelines on his own power. It was just a leg cramp. So hopefully he's back into the game. As David Gears got another catch on the previous play, as Tita Queen gets a catch on this play for a pickup of 5, 3rd and 1. And, again, to your point, Liam, with Josh Farnsey being out in the meantime, 3rd and 1, you have to think this is going to go to Jalen Wells probably up the gut.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The inside rushing lanes for Jalen Wells have been the best thing for him tonight. So they will run it.
They go outside, and this is going to be good for a first down. Good blocking by the left tackle and left guard on that one, as Jalen Wells ups his average to 2.5 so far in this contest.
Yeah, so the thing is with running backs is if you have the pace to get to that outside edge and really make the most of the breakaway bursts that you've got as a running back, then do run to the outside. But if not, just run it up the middle. You get tons of space and tons of time anyway.
Plan to throw, just barely gets it out to Jalen Wells, who gets a yard. Trellis Blanton turns a 5-yard loss into a 1-yard pickup. 2nd and 9.
Yeah, nice hustle there. Great decision-making from Trellis Blanton. Certainly looking the veteran out of these two quarterbacks tonight. Christian Brown's going to be frustrated on the sideline seeing some of the work being put in by this rookie.
2nd down, 9 yards to go. And it's another handoff. Jalen Wells up the middle. And Jalen Wells gets about 4 on the play. Josh Farnsey out as Jalen Wells gets a little bit of success on that one. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for info about the league and its 28 teams. All the places you can watch live games, plus links to apparel from Sector 6 and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. See all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL, as this is a deep throw and the pass is knocked away. Dean Maddox with great coverage on Zachary Patton, and it's 4th and 5.
Yeah, ambitious play from Seattle, but you know what? You're 6 points ahead. Maybe surprising a few people with an 0-7 record with the lead against what is a tough Vancouver team. Maybe just go and throw it long. But another thing as well, Ramos, just picking up on that. Ooh, interesting. Looks like it could be a jump.
Yeah, that's an encroachment. It's not going to be enough for a first down. It's going to be about a half a yard shy, as the Legion do not, set properly on their side of the field. Simply put.
Yeah.
Well, number 64.
That does tie into my point, actually. Yeah, number 64, I think, was on the encroachment, but it was going to be the case of Jalen Wells. If he picks up 4 yards up the middle every single time, you're talking then about a situation where, they picked up the first down. They picked up the first down with that encroachment. Yeah,
they do. I thought it was about 4th and 5.5 looking at the hash marks, but they do the measurements and they determine it's a first down. That's a huge play in the game.
Wow.
I mean, keeping the drive moving as Seattle gets a handoff. That's Alistair Kai as Jalen Wells gets a breather on the sidelines.
But if Jalen Wells is picking up 4 yards up the middle, just run him up the middle every time. The same thing with Robert Redford. Just don't overcomplicate things. Just do what your players are good at.
Scott Powell gets the catch on that one and goes for no gain. Scott Powell, the rookie, 68th overall pick again from Lexington. 5'10", 210 pounds. A little bit undersized for a fullback, but has played well. And it's always a threat coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, any player coming out of the backfield with a sufficient talent is going to be a menace because your defensive backs aren't going to be able to bump them. They get enough space and they're going to be spinning all over the place if they're inclined to be a finesse back.
Yeah, Blanton gets sacked. That's the second sack for Gerald Giudice in the ball game, as this is going to be a 4th and 12. So luckily for the Legion defense, the offsides, the encroachment doesn't come back to bite them. It does a little bit on the field position, but at least they got the stop. As Lilac Boot makes another kick. This is a really good one to the 16-yard line and return to the 21. So Vancouver will try again. Vancouver again on offense hasn't looked bad. Like, they've been able to move the ball. They have about 300 yards on offense. It's just the 4 interceptions by Christian Brown, Liam, who's just absolutely killed the Legion.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just excellent play. And Vancouver have got to come up with some points on offense. It's just not good enough at the moment to have 3 going nearly into the 4th quarter. Oh, I thought that was Pitt there for a second there, Ramos.
2 as Brett Killian somehow makes the completion for about a 14-yard pickup, and it's a first down.
Just right into the middle of a group of about 3 purple shirts and just about able to hang on to that ball. That's a really impressive play there from the wide receiver. You love to see that if you're Andy Hamilton right now.
Yeah, and Christian Brown definitely not getting gun shy after the 4 picks, throwing the ball into very tight coverage as Robert Redford gets 3 on the play. KT Horrell, former Hyena, former Aztec as well, gets tackled.
Yeah, still only pushing about 70 yards on the day for both running backs combined on the ground. So looks like Vancouver are going to try and add to that, but it's not been an impressive display of rushing offense. And just like that, you get a first down.
Just like that, and it could have been way worse by the Seattle defense, as Robert Redford points to the replay that we're going to see right now. Great blocking up front by Sawyer Stern and company.
Yeah, Robert Redford seems to have this habit of doing stuff when I'm maybe talking down the rushing play a bit. But in all seriousness, this is the sort of part of the game where, the running backs haven't necessarily had tons of work. Looking at around about 25 attempts shared. But they got to start making the most of those situations.
That's an out route to Brett Killian, good for a pickup of 8 yards. By the way, a few plays ago I said Hyenas, and that's true because when KT Horrell played there, it was still the Hyenas. So now the Houston Headhunters, one-time All-Star KT Horrell back in season 18. That was last season with Houston. 2nd down and 2, as we're going to have an offset I formation. Let's see if they run the ball again here on 2nd and short. Christian Brown hands the ball off, and David Hall is all over that one. A loss of 3 yards, as there's nothing on the left side.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a completely broken up play there. Excellent pursuit to the back. And Seattle, they have another chance to get Vancouver off the field here.
3rd and 5, another handoff on 3rd and 5, and this one is gonna go nowhere as another Horrell, that's Catherine Horrell, makes the tackle. It's 4th and 3, and I think it's too early to go for it, Liam. Again, no man's land. You're kind of tempted, but I think a punt is a good.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't go for it here. It is in a relatively decent spot if you were to go for it, but it's just too close a game. And I do think this is the point, though, at which Andy Hamilton puts his offensive playbook through the shredder and starts throwing out any sort of passes that Christian Brown can throw just to try and get something going. So,
as Zachary Patton gets it to the 14-yard line, it's the end of the 3rd quarter. Put your 4s, 86s, 12s, and also 68s up in the chat, everybody. 9-3 Seattle over Vancouver. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APA Music on YouTube. First down and 10 from the 14-yard line. A handoff goes to Jalen Wells with some space as Earl Fields, the fourth, makes the tackle. 2nd and 6. Still no signs of Josh Farnsey. We're gonna see if he's gonna be back into the game here in the next few minutes of play. 2nd and 6.
Yeah, well, that could be key, Ramos, because if Vancouver are struggling to put points on the board, they've got to keep Seattle within a single score, a single touchdown at the very least, to try and get back into this game.
As Jalen Wells gets met behind the line of scrimmage, does break the first tackle, but Earl Fields, the fourth, is then there again for another stop. 3rd and 5, a passing down, and thankfully for Seattle's sake, Liam, third downs have been pretty decent so far, especially going to David Gears.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they've had a lot of success with just the nice short routes for Gears to get him into the game, and let's see what he can do here.
Bland will throw. Bland to the outside. The pass is caught, and guess who? David Gears gets another first down for Seattle. A clutch play by the wide receiver, moving the chains one more time.
Yeah, well, that's certainly a relationship we're going to be looking at between Blanton and Gears moving forward if Seattle managed to pull this game out and go on and really start to pick up momentum as the season comes to a close.
Handoff goes to Jalen Wells this time, gets 2 on the play. The Seattle nemesis so far, 4 of 9 on third downs, which isn't bad. I mean, 5 of 10 right now on third downs, which isn't bad. I mean, 50%, that's about what you're looking for, and 50 plus. So doing a pretty decent job so far. 2nd down and 9 as Bland will throw. Bland hit as he throws, and the pass is incomplete. Great pressure.
Great, yeah, absolutely. Great pressure from the defense there just to get to the quarterback before he's able to get the ball out of his hands. Just bobbles to the floor, so no sack. But Seattle, another third down situation, maybe a little bit anxious to not keep the clock running. Certainly Vancouver are going to be looking at the clock very nervously as this game comes to a close.
That was Charlie Brown coming up in rotation, the defensive tackle, applying the pressure. Bland to throw, Bland to the outside. The pass is caught, but well shy of the first down markers, Tita Queen. And it's going to be 4th and 4, and we're going to see yet another punt by the Seattle Nemesis.
Yeah, so I think that the sort of long-term strategy here, at least for the next 9 minutes, if Seattle can keep Vancouver to within the 3, all they have to do then, because both of these teams have struggled mightily to get into the end zone, all they have to do is just get within that field goal range, and then they've got a chance of picking up their first win. But they've got to keep Vancouver contained. Even if Vancouver score that touchdown, that opportunity is really there for them to push onwards and pick up their first win of the season, and as a franchise.
Brady Clark on that tackle. Brady Clark, who's played really, really well, as has been the rest of the Seattle defense, playing on special teams with a crushing hit. The ball is at the 28-yard line, split backs formation for Vancouver. Look for the pass rush here, as actually they're going to run it, as Robert Redford probably gets a yard, not more than that. David Horrell has just their number.
Yeah, I think that it's difficult to really know where it's gone wrong for Vancouver, because a lot of the plays that they have run look like stuff that they would be expected to do. I just think Seattle's defense has just really been up to it today.
2nd down and 9. This handoff goes to Robert Redford, and Redford gets another yard on the play. It's going to be 3rd and long one more time as Catherine Horrell makes the tackle. And again, for Vancouver, the problem has not been moving the ball. 3rd down efficiency, they're 3 of 5 so far in this game, which is pretty good. And, during those situations, 3rd and long, they've been pretty successful, especially going with BK12.
Let's see if that goes for him here.
Yeah, play action. Brown to throw middle. The pass is caught somehow on very tight coverage. Chris Curtis, just enough for a first down. That's a veteran route by Chris Curtis. A 9-yard route and an 8-yard to go game play. And it's a 1st and 10.
Yeah, well, it wasn't BK this time, but yeah, excellent catch there under pressure for Chris Curtis. Maybe a bit of a generous give there from R62, going with a little bit of a heavier set here. So let's see if Redford gets involved.
He does, but also getting involved is a Seattle defense. As one more time, there's nothing there as Aaron Steen makes the tackle, the rookie, undrafted rookie, at that 6'6", 260, and it's a loss of a yard. Second down and 11 yards to go from the I formation. Let's see if they try to go deep here. Brown to throw. Brown does go deep, and Christian Brown has a completion. That's BK12, and BK12 gets to the 23-yard line, finally making the stop Nana Leahy and Brady Clark, but it's a first down for Vancouver in scoring position.
Excellent catch there from Brett Killian, and to show just how excellent the catch was, Christian Brown was under real pressure there. It was, again, not the best throw from him. We've seen a lot better. Was under quite a bit of pressure, so a decent effort, but excellent reception to put Vancouver in striking range once again.
And check that, I was Ethan Kai with a tackle, 33, not 43, yes. This goes for only a pickup of 1 yard as Sean Perrin makes the tackle. And Liam, the defensive line of Seattle has been really outstanding, a very, very young defensive line. And they have kept the running back, Robert Redford, pretty much in check all game.
Yeah, absolutely. They've had a lot of time to grow, though, so far this season. So they've really built into the experience and the time that they spent in the SFL, it appears.
Redford looking a little bit gassed on that last play as Brady Clark combining with Steen make the tackle. Third down and 8 yards to go. 5:40 left in this game, at least in regulation. And 4 wide receivers set for Vancouver. To throw. Christian Brown goes to the end zone. Christian Brown, it's incomplete. What a great play by Daniel Valentine. And it's going to be 4th and long. 5:26. You have to kick the field goal, make it a 3-point game, Liam.
Oh, I was so nervous. I gasped looking at that throw come over from Christian Brown, because we've seen that a few times tonight, and many times they have been picked off. So he is fortunate. I do think they have to take the field goal. I mean, it's you have to at least get within a chance of bringing this into overtime. But I've got to say, I'm Ramos. I don't know who would win if it went to overtime. There's been so few points in this game.
Yeah. If the game goes to overtime, we may be here for a while as chance to win kicks it between the uprights. It's 9-6. And, you kick the field goal because you have to play the odds. It's more convenient to kick the field goal, make it a 3-point game, still with 5 and something minutes left in the game, than to go for it on 4th and 8, especially when your defense has played really well here in the second half. Seattle only has 3 points here in the second half. No touchdowns so far in this game. For anyone thinking that in the SFL you cannot play defense, well, here you go. As the return goes to the 22-yard line, and that's where Trellis Bland and company will start their next possession. APM Music is on Rival Music. It's on Rival Music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore the library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. First down and 10, ball at the 22-yard line. And it's going to be a handoff to Jalen Wells, who has nothing on the play, as the defensive line is all over it. Gerald Giudice with another tackle for loss.
Yeah, if you're Seattle now in this situation, you're looking at that scoreline 6-9, and that's a nice scoreline for you right now with 5 minutes left on the clock. The time is ticking down. You just got to keep that clock ticking down. Just keep picking up first downs and just keep pushing onwards. And, they could be on course for a historic win if they can just keep up this momentum.
Jalen Wells gets a good handoff right there for a pickup of 5 yards and is going to make it a 3rd and 6. The SFL Network is coming to the ESTV Plus app. 24/7 SFL programming would include content created by the community. The SFL greatest games from the archives, exclusive network content, and live SFL regular season games. Download the ASTV Plus app on your Android or iPhone or on your TV through Roku, Amazon Fire, Vizio, and more. The SFL network where SFL creators come together. As Trellis Blanton is milking this clock, another handoff goes to Jalen Wells on 3rd and 5. He is going to go nowhere as Earl Fields, the 4th, gets his 12th tackle of the game.
Well, I mean, Ramos, it could feasibly take Vancouver 4 minutes to get down the field at this rate, because this could be the final drive of the game for all we know. But you're feeling a little bit happier now if you're a Legion fan, because at least you've got your destiny in your own hands. If you manage to get that touchdown on the board finally, you really do put yourself in the driving seat, because Seattle look just as unlikely to score a touchdown in this half as well. So,
yep. Yeah, we have not had a touchdown all game long. If you're just joining us, 9-6, Seattle 3 field goals, Vancouver 2 field goals, and so far in this half, 3-3. As we went into the halftime, 6-3, Seattle leading. 1st and 10 with the ball at the 39-yard line. 3 wide receivers and a tight end. From the shotgun is Christian Brown. Brown throws it to the outside, incomplete.
That's out of bounds, yeah. Well out of bounds there.
Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious on first glance.
Yeah, they won't challenge that. That would be a waste of a timeout if they did decide to go with that. Yeah, at least Vancouver, they've got the right idea. Come out swinging, start throwing the ball, and just keep going with those downfield throws. You've had a whole bunch of big plays throwing to your downfield receivers.
Look for the deep post route here, Liam. Only one safety deep. Brown to throw, goes outside instead, and the pass is going to be caught. Ruled a catch by Brett Killian. 11 catches so far, and I think that one is worth a challenge by Seattle.
I would challenge that if I was Seattle, because the thing is, at this point, the 3 timeouts. Oh no, he's well in bounds there. I think he gets that foot down. But Brett Killian, if he manages to turn upfield, he's got a touchdown there. That could have been the game.
Yeah, good. Had possession, the feet in bounds, had possession in bounds is what I'm trying to say. As Robert Redford gets the catch for a pickup of 5 yards, make it a 2nd and 5. Coverage of the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports continues next Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern in Buffalo, where the Queen City Corsairs will host the Los Angeles Lycans in a matchup between 2 teams in the cusp of the postseason. At Sunday at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time, Fort Worth and Mexico City will fight for the lead in the South Division. Live look-ins include Denver against Houston and Florida against Arizona. For a channel guide and more info about NXT, visit NLSC.com. As a handoff goes to Robert Redford for no gain, as Matthias Citrion gets in the backfield, and it's going to be 3rd and 5 with the ball at 36. A very tricky situation here, Liam. You're in the cusp of field goal range, which will tie the game. So let's see what they do here. Brown will throw. Brown, first down marker is caught. And well past the first down marker goes Chris Curtis to the 19-yard line.
The offensive coordinator in myself was wringing my hands there, just thinking, Vancouver can't surely be playing for the 3 points and the tie, because it felt like that a little bit there. They were playing it relatively conservative, throwing it to Redford, but then they come out with a big play. The big thing that has hurt Vancouver tonight is the turnovers. I promise I'm not trying to jinx this for Christian Brown, but he's got to be careful here.
Speaking about that, the pass is caught. James Walters for the touchdown. Wow, it took us 40 minutes of game, but finally one of these teams gets in the end zone, and it's 12-3 Vancouver.
Well, Vancouver fans can thank me now, because by saying that, I clearly made sure that Brown did not throw it into the hands of the defender.
12-9 with the extra point pending. Vancouver leads. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by 8 p.m. Music on YouTube, and it took us exactly 42 minutes in this game to see one of these teams get to the end zone. as this extra point is absolutely huge by chance to win. The snap and the hole are good, and chance to win's kick is up, and it is good. 13-9. So a field goal does you no good if you're Seattle. You have to match the touchdown with another touchdown of your own.
Yeah, Ramos. Well, I think the thing is as well, we haven't really needed to see Seattle's long plays. They haven't really brought out plays in situations where they've had to make up big gains because they've had the lead, ironically, for pretty much the entire game up until this point. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what they do here. They've still got all 2 minutes. If they ended up getting the touchdown here, I think you can pretty much call it quits. I don't think Vancouver would have anywhere near enough time to get back into this game.
Yeah, obviously it depends on how this drive goes. You know, if they score the ball, if they score here on the first play, you know, they will have enough time with all their timeouts. As you look at Trellis Bland, and to your point, they really haven't thrown the ball deep at all. You know, Trellis Bland, yards per attempt, 6 yards per attempt. You know, there have not been too many explosive plays so far. This is one attempt, though, and the pass is incomplete. That's one of the reasons why they haven't thrown the ball deep much.
Yeah, that's one they want back. That was dangerous from Trellis Blanton. What you need to do now if you're Ethan Kai is you just need to settle him down, get in his ear and just say, okay, just keep it calm. Just keep doing what we're doing. We've got a load of time. Just don't think about the clock. We've got tons of time to work with and free timeouts. Just do what you need to do.
4 wide receiver set here for Seattle. The pass, middle of the field, is going to be caught somehow.
Wow, what a throw.
Unbelievable. And who else but David Gears getting the catch. It could have been anybody else. 1 minute and 39 left and counting. Bland under center. Free play with the offsides. Bland checks it down to Jalen Wells, who goes east to west or west to east instead of north-south. And Seattle is going to take that penalty. That's Chance Womack getting a little bit too jittery on that one, trying to put the pressure on the quarterback. And it's a 5 free yards. It's going to be first and 5.
Yeah, and it stops the clock as well, Ramos. Yep. I mean, yeah, very nervy here. Seattle probably were liking what they saw out of that formation, but just gives Vancouver a better chance to regroup as well.
Again, shout out to our stats guys, Justin Reside and Zach Holdorf, doing a great job so far in this game. As Blanton goes to the outside, the pass is going to be caught. Going to be caught by David Gears, and he gets out of bounds.
Wow.
At the 41-yard line. 9 catches, 110 yards for Gears.
Yeah, 3 best receiving performances today. Brett Killian, 182 yards. Chris Curtis with 111 yards, and David Gears right there over 100 yards on the day. Excellent performances from the wide receivers on both of these sides.
First and 10, Blanton to throw. Blanton goes deep. The post route is caught. Will a fumble after the catch.
That's coming back.
Yeah, I think that's coming back. Michael Lister returns it to the 29-yard line. I mean, you're as a referee, you're being basically, taught, just let the play run, and we're gonna review it from the booth, inside 2 minutes, as we're gonna take a look at the replay.
Yeah, I mean, whenever this happens, it always looks closer on slow motion, but in the real time, it is always difficult to. It didn't look like he actually had possession. The booth will go to it because it's within 2 minutes of the end of the game. But I would be really shocked if R62. You would be gutted as a Seattle fan, obviously. It's so close, actually. Close. Yeah. But
I think, in my opinion, there's enough evidence. To overturn this. Let's take a look at R62.
After review, the receiver did have possession.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be an incomplete pass. Seattle will have the ball back. So, again, that's basically what you're told as a referee. Just let the play run, and because you can overturn a fumble to an incompletion, you cannot do it the other way around.
Yeah. So. And in this situation, for Seattle, that's not a wasted play because you've got 4 plays to deal with anyway.
Yes.
So you got all the play ammunition in the sense that you need. So they just got to keep doing what they've been doing. They've been driving downfield. They're going to burn that time out there. So
Yeah. Which I agree with. It's going to be 3rd and 5. You have all 3 timeouts, so, you can burn one. That's okay. You still have 2 left. And it's not a bad play. It's, again, as you said, it's 4th down territory either way. So you might as well get closer here on 3rd down. As we take a look at Major Key, one of the better corners in the SFL for a long time now. 8th season in the league, all with Vancouver, a 3-time All-Star. Bland to throw. Bland goes to the Queen again, and the Queen doesn't get to the 6. Had to come back for a 3-yard pickup, 4th and 2.
that was the spot route, and it just drew the Queen back just a little bit too far. Blanton, maybe the throw a bit to blame there, but still 4th and 2. You've got to go for it, and I mean, this could be the game right here. I don't think you're going to get the ball back if you're Seattle. They have a lot of space, though, at the bottom of the field here, Ramos.
Yeah, look for Zachary Patton on the same spot route. 10-yard cushion. And there it is. Yeah. Zachary Patton gets to the outside. Doesn't get out of bounds, though, as Seattle will go in the no huddle. And this is tricky right now, Liam. Let's look at the safety work here. Bland will throw the pass deep. It's caught. And rule the fumble again. I think there's going to be another incompletion. Same situation. Well, Seattle recovers this one, though. But I think it's going to be an incomplete.
The Vancouver defenders were all asleep. They let the... I mean, well, now... The thing is here, if you're Seattle, you're a lot less nervous in this situation because the booth is going to go to it. And if they do overturn it, then you get the ball back anyway, 2nd and 10. And if you do confirm the play on the field, you're now like within yards of winning this game potentially.
And crucially, the player who whiffed on the recovery.
Oh, man, that is close.
It's close. I think it's an incomplete. It's Ryan Green, number 51, who is in place of Josh Farnsey, who has not returned to this game.
Yeah,
so another incompletion, and now it's Andy Hamilton clapping on the side.
Yeah, that's somewhat ironic. I mean, Andy Hamilton maybe have been clapping ironically there because his defense, the defense there, unfortunately, was asleep at the wheel. Despite a great hit, they should have recovered that fumble, so they were fortunate there.
2nd down and 10 yards to go. And it looks like the same play. Look for another post route to tee the Queen or something. As Trellis Bland will change the play, though, at the line. Bland, another post route. This one is picked up. It's picked up by Lister. And this one is going to be ruled a... What is it? I think it's a touchback. It is a touchback, yeah. They ruled they will rule it a touchback. I was scared that's going to be a safety at some point.
Well, I mean, he
caught it.
I think that is a touchback.
Oh, no, it's a safety.
Oh, my words.
Unbelievable.
It's the right call. I thought, absolutely. It's the right call because he's taken possession of the ball inside the field of play and then run into his own end zone. Seattle could win this game with it on the verge.
Unbelievable. It's the right call. The pass was picked up at the 3-yard line. He went into the end zone and got tackled. By rule, it was his momentum who carried it. But by rule, that's a safety. And now Seattle is about 15 yards away from being in field goal range, and all they need is a field goal now.
And if you're a Vancouver fan, now you've seen everything this season. I mean, it has been a completely unbelievable season in terms of outcomes. And if they end up losing this game off of that play, I mean, there's still time considerations here. Seattle have got the single timeout left, I believe.
Trellis Bland will throw again. Bland to the outside, picked off. Major Key is going to return to the 59-yard line. And in UK terms, Liam, that's gutting for the Seattle Nemesis.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it was just a bridge too far for Trellis Blanton, and that was too aggressive a play call there from Ethan Kai. Vancouver, it would have been a bridge too far for them to lose a game like that. And in the end, they will manage to pull it out just barely. And you have to feel for this Seattle side. They led the game pretty much the entire way through. Extraordinary circumstances essentially have put them in a situation where they were a few yards away from a potentially game-winning field goal. But in the end, giveth and taketh away in a sense for the Seattle nemesis. And Vancouver are the beneficiaries tonight. So,
yep. And we'll have to look at the record books, people. We may be looking at SFL scoregami here. 13-11. That's not a very common score. And it's fitting for one of the wildest, craziest, and just weirdest games so far in the SFL this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an extraordinary game in so many senses. Maybe not the offensive highlights that fans have been getting used to. A lot of high-scoring games over the course of the past few weeks, Ramos. This certainly changed the tone a bit, but it was an exciting game nonetheless.
The Legion survived 13-11 in Seattle, and Seattle will have to wait another week for their first win in franchise history, but they showed a lot of heart and they showed a lot of good football here, Liam. You know, the stats don't reflect it necessarily, but they played really well, forced 4 interceptions, and they just came away just so close.
Yeah, I mean, incredible effort and resilience from the Seattle nemesis, but you still got to give props to the Vancouver Legion. You know, there have been a lot of situations this season where they've had one-score games where they just haven't been able to get the job done. It certainly, for a moment there, through absolutely shocking circumstances, it figured that fate might have had another twist in store for them. But in the end, they do manage to pick up the win. And you got to say, a lot of it is owed to the efforts of Brett Killian and also Christian Brown. Despite the turnovers, excellent yardage on the day, 411 yards. And he has to take a lot of the credit for the win here.
Who's your player of the game? Is it Brett Killian?
Yeah, absolutely. I think with Vancouver picking up the win, I think you've got to go with Killian. Big shout out, though, to David Gears on Seattle's side. And also D. Maddox. D. Maddox and the defensive backs of Vancouver had a lot to shout about today as well.
Also, my player of the game, you can give it to Brett Killian, and they're going to give it to Brett Killian. Also, Earl Fields IV, especially after Josh Farnsey got hurt. He was the main guy on the linebacking core, 11 tackles, 3 of them for a loss. That's it for us, folks. From Justin Reside and Zach Holdorf on stats, Liam Crowder on the color. I was Ramos Lynn, and thank you very much for watching Week 10 of the SFL. We'll see you next time. Good night.
See ya.